Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And today we are going to send a family Bible to Joseph Ramsey with Monk's bookbinding, and we're going to see how it turns out. As you can see right now, all I have is the front of it, and it has some family information on it. It's kind of got a vinyl liner here, and you can tell this thing is in pretty rough shape. But this is the block, and this thing is absolutely falling apart. One of the signatures is completely loose, and I'm going to show you some of it, but I'm a little nervous to mess with it. Some of the pages are, as you can tell, really brittle. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he handles this. It's going to take him a year to get to this, so it's going to be a while before I can finish this video. But, oh man, check it out. There's some funkiness there, and it looks like it has like a little dictionary that's included with it. But once you get into the text of the Bible, oh my gosh. I'm going to be very careful here because this actually isn't mine. It has some natural history, biblical antiquities, and then this is the layout of the Bible. This is as far as I'm comfortable with going because, again, this thing is falling apart. So we're going to fast forward a year, and this is the end result. Check it out. And as you can see, this thing has been completely restored. This is an amazing restoration by Monk's Bookbinding. Joseph Ramsey did an incredible job, but we're going to see the work that he did, and we're also going to see if he was able to restore this falling apart block. So this is the original front flap cover that you just saw, and as you can see, it is attached. But check this out. There was no back cover. Joseph happened to have one that matched perfectly. Look at that. So the back half has been restored. He gave us an option. He said, do you want this thing to look brand new or do you want it to look original? We elected for it to look as original as possible. So he was able to reclaim an old back cover off of another Bible that had fallen apart. And then this is really the crowning achievement here. This is where he restored that spine. He made this out of fresh leather. This is a brand new thing. I don't know where he got the little sticker here. I'm assuming he probably got that off of another old spine. And then he stamped these little symbols in here. Look at those raised hubs with the tool work. Absolutely beautiful. So now the moment of truth. Was he able to fix the text block? Because as you saw earlier, this thing was falling apart. So here we are. We have some tape reinforcement here, and everything is attached. Now, these pages are still very brittle. This is not something you're going to be able to handle a lot, but I'm going to show you what he did. All right, because if you know, some of those pages were absolutely falling apart. So he created new paper, glued it into the actual text block, and then attached this to that new paper. And it's aged enough to where it's not jarring to see, but you can see this has been completely restored. Well done, Joseph Ramsey. This looks amazing. Now, it's still going to have some of the issues with aging in there, but now I'm not as scared to show you this Bible. By the way, there is a writing on here that says 1909. Now, I'm not exactly sure how old this Bible is, and I don't know that it tells us on the title page. But we know that it's at least 1909, probably before that point. So we're looking at what's probably a 125-year-old Bible. And as you saw before, it has a dictionary, it has some extra tools. But once you get into the text, look at that. Look how easy this thing is to open and close now. It's just, then you can go ahead and lay it down on that spine. Oh, another thing is, check it out. He put new head and tail bands in there, blue and white. It's got some maps. I mean, this thing, to be its age, is pretty incredible. So now it is actually able to be used. You can see there's some water damage. This thing is old. It's a family heirloom. This was done for a friend of mine. And you can see the gold gilding is thrashed on this thing. But what we've got is a family heirloom that is now in one piece. We have center column references, and it looks like they are doubled. So they have one column for this side and one column for this side. That's an interesting design. I've never seen that before. Of course, this is going to be the King James. It's in Roman numerals. And as we get further and further into the text, you're going to see some artwork throughout. But there's one thing I especially want to show you, is when you get to the end. First of all, you've got, of course, a Bible textbook. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It looks like some sort of a concordance dictionary type thing. So that's kind of neat. But Once we get past all this, it's got some special sections in the back. Looky here. There's Jerusalem. Really cool. And then it has some family portraits. Now this does not have any of the family portraits in it, but this is some sort of thick paper here. It looks like there used to be family portraits in it, but they took them out. So that's kind of unfortunate. Then when you get to the back, you can see that reinforcement tape that Joseph put in there to reattach this thing. So he kept it as original as possible. And this bad boy is big and it's heavy. But well done, Joseph Ramsey at Monk Bookbinding. If you have an old book that you'd like to see restored, or if you want to have a luxury hardback put on one of your books, he is a great option. Just know he's busy. It takes about a year for him to get to your book, but he can actually even make books from scratch. You can send him pages and he can sew it together and turn it into a book if there's something you want to do. Call him up for pricing and see if he has a plan that's right for you, but this is outstanding work. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.